Okay. I'm happy. There's still a few people in the hall now, so not everybody went out. So no, let's just start to talk about the birds. You know, we had all about hardware, and now it's the software. It's the bird. I like this quote. The details are not the details; they make the design. And I think it's all. It's really a nice quote, and it also, yeah, if you think about it, it also handles about budgies. So, about the birds. Let's start with the background. So we started with birds from William Dirks. That's a breeder in Belgium that I know already since the beginning. So he has been a friend for nearly 20 years. That guy had most of his birds were coming from André Vermeer. I think some of the breeders will still know André Vermeer. He doesn't have any birds anymore now, but he was in the 90s. He was really good budgie breeder in Belgium. He also won the show in Karlsruhe once. So at the same time, or a few years later, we also bought two studs with the same background from André. So in the beginning we had more or less birds from him. But then after 1 or 2 years I met Daniel. Daniel is already a friend since 2003. So you have seen the picture in part 1, where we were still young guys. So now, to be honest, I think in more than 95% of our birds there is that can be in 4th generation, or there is somewhere a bird from Daniel in. So it has been a big influence in our stud. I like also the vision that Daniel has. You know, he is always ahead a few years to other breeders. He saw a few years ago that the birds were going too far, so he pulled them back, and you can see he's still winning shows in Germany and Switzerland, and so he is still doing fine. So for me, it's a really, it might be the best breeder in the world, and he is a real clever guy. So we have been friends for many years already, and we swap birds now also. So it's a bit in outcross for him, but it's also in and outcross for me. So it works out well, and it doesn't cost too much money then. So also, what was a big influence in our stud was a few birds we swapped with the partnership GGC. I see one of the members is here today, Jeff, and now it's triple JC. Huh? It's Jacko. So those guys, I know at that time Jack Kuyten had really super birds with big broad shoulders with full necks, and that was something at that time we were missing in our birds. So we had a good relationship with Jack and Jeff, and we swapped some birds at that time, and we created a little bit of different line. And also from this line, there is a lot in the next generations. Only on the Spangle side, we don't have this line in, but most of the other normal birds, we have something of that. The key bird there was an opaline gray, and that bird is there was an opaline gray and there was a cinnamon gray. Those two birds, they're in quite a few of the lines in now. So, and then 8 years ago approximately, I met Harry. He came over to Belgium to judge our Belgium show, I think he just started again the year before.
Just go back in,
and then he bought some birds, and we got on. We speak with each other. Then I visited him, and So I brought some birds back that he bred for mine, and the friendship started like that. And now every year, some birds moving from England to Belgium and from Belgium to England. It doesn't cost any money, and it brings us forward. So it works out very well. That's very nice that you can do that with some friends within the hobby. So the last 5 years, we're bringing in and out crosses. There are some other friends that we do the same. Also, Rene and his partners, we're swapping some birds, we're working together. And for me, that's what I like to do. I like to work with features, and I like to work with different kind of feathers. And I don't really look at bloodlines. You know, a bird has to have good pedigree. But I like to work with certain features of a bird, and that's with most of the people that we are swapping birds, there is anyway something of our birds inside, so it's not really outcross. But that's what I say. Here we come to the friendship part of the hobby. For me, perhaps it's more important than the bird itself for me. So as I said, it costs less money. It gives you many more options also. So otherwise, you are stuck to what you have yourself. If you can swap some birds, you can get something out that you might need from a friend of you. It has to be a win-win situation, of course. Otherwise, it doesn't work. If both parties are not satisfied with the outcome, it will not last, and you will not do it anymore. But and the last sentence there is very important. It's a matter of granting each other some good features and get to a higher level together. I think that's really important. However, we always try to bring something totally different in every year to get the fertility high. Okay, we are not doing inbreeding or line breeding at all, or let's say for 95% we're not doing line breeding, but and our fertility is good, but we're still looking for some. When I come somewhere, I'm always looking something that has nothing to do with my own birds to bring in some real outcross, and I try to do that one bird a year if possible. But it's not always possible because many birds are related at the moment. So if they don't have directly background from our birds, they might have background from Daniel, and then it comes to the same again. So it's not easy to find real outcrosses for us. But we're always looking for some good features to bring in. So what is our vision? We like to breed we want to breed birds that we like ourselves, and the birds that are compliant with what asked on the show bench. So that's a bit double. That doesn't not always match. Because when we see what's happening in Germany at the moment, and I'm really honest, I see they are really pulling back the birds too much. They have problems with the Green Party in Germany, and the birds must be able to fly. The birds cannot have feathers over the eye anymore. They cannot be extreme. What you can see now that the birds that are winning become smaller and smaller there. So then we are not doing what we want. We don't want to breed those birds. Okay, we need to breed a bird that can fly. We need to breed a bird that is in harmony, that is not over-feathered, but we don't want to go all the way back, of course. So if we see now what's happening in Germany, I think they're not heading the right direction, in my opinion. I think in Holland, in Belgium, and also here, we are still on the right track. And when you're going to a show, it stays a show. A bird must be in condition, must present himself. It's not only about quality on the show, of course. So how are we going to do that, to breed a bird that we like? And it's trying to create an ideal mix of different type of birds. You know, everybody has some types of birds in this stud, and we want actually a bird that has everything. So actually I made a roster there. You will see it in the next slide. I will explain it. I made it simple. I only put it into three different types. You will see actually I should have made the same roster with 6 different types, but then it would be too complicated to explain. So what are the different types that I can say is a bird, a show bird, blow, length of head feather, directional feather, showmanship. That's one type of bird. Then you have the big-bodied bird, a bird with a big frame, with a lot of muscles, a lot of mass, shoulder, neck, and also with a good position of the feet. That's a body bird. And then we have the feather type bird, where we have the length, quality, the width of the feather, as also markings and color in a certain way. So actually, we want all those features in one bird. And then we have this. When we see that, we have body birds, feather birds, show birds, and actually what we want is the bird that has all that comes in number 7. And we can see, I will show you in the following slides how I think about it and how we can manage to work on that. Actually, I should have made this diagram. But we end up with the same result. And I put 7 in the middle, you can see here, because we have 7 parts, it's lucky number 7. Lucky number 7 can win the show. But here is the same. But you can put different features in each circle. But at the end, the bird that will win has to have as much possible features than possible. Then you can see, and it will be the one in box number 7. To give you an idea, just to explain the types. This bird, I want to be interactive here. Which number is related to that bird?
Number 1.
Anyone?
Number 1.
1 and 3.
Okay. For me, it's type number 1. It's a body bird. A bird with a big frame, but what he's missing is a good directional feather. He misses showmanship for me. It doesn't have enough blow. For me, this is a type 1 bird. Which is this one?
He's got to say 3.
I think he has showmanship. He has blow. Yeah? So, for me, it's a type 6 or a type 2. It depends what you expect from the feather. If you expect a little bit more, that's what I say. We have to have more circles normally, but it will be too complicated. I want to just make it simple by doing this diagram. We can see this bird is missing body. Then you know it will be in the bottom part, in the bottom 2 parts. So it will be, for me, it will be 6 or 2. That bird, that was one of the key birds in my stud. That was a bird that we have bought from Daniel in 2011, and many of the spangles and also many of the yellow faces are coming from that bird. It was really key bird in our stud.
It's 1 and 3.
So where would you put that one?
1 and 3. Yeah, it will
Yeah.
be full, yeah, 'cause it's mixed, yeah.
It's a feather bird. But he is okay with the body, so it will be a 4. For me, it will be a 4 bird too. Yeah. Where's this one? This one. That's one of our young yellow faces, but you cannot. It's difficult to see on the picture, but if you take the bird in the hand, you don't feel anything. So he is not in the body circle. So he is for me number 6. That's another one. One of our sky blues. Anyone? He is too much for the show for me, so he cannot be in the circle for showbirds. I will think he is a 4. So he is a lot of feather, a lot of body, but he misses the showmanship. So it's not a bird that I would show immediately. Now, where's that bird going? Anyone? For me, that bird is a type 7. That bird won the show last year in Holland. It's a bird from GGC Budgies. This bird has everything. He has body, he has feather, he has showmanship. But even in as it be a bird number 7, you have different sections in the number 7. I'll show you, because also this bird for me is a bird number 7. But you can see they are not the same. They are not the same birds, but they both won the show. So that means that in the ideal bird section you have different layers or different sections. I like that bird also very much, as I like the previous one. So you can see what I mean by combining features. So what I'm going to look, and when I'm going to pair up, I'm going to try to put a number 4 to a number 2, for instance. And you can work with that. And you just have to put the features in. And if you try to do it with more circles, you can do it. You should try to do it yourself at home, but it works. So we have, of course, the WBO model is a good guideline, but I think now it's 10 years old. I think the birds have evolved since then. So it's a good guideline, but the real show winners are one step ahead of that ideal for me. I think when you can see here in the shoulder and here also in the width of the head, birds are a little bit further now. But still, it's a good ideal. It's something that we can work to. But the real show winners, in my opinion, has a little bit more. So this, I don't think the video works. It's a pity because you can see the shape on that bird. That was the gray pied we bred in 2016 out of a bird from Harry and one of ours. It was a perfect video, but I noticed it yesterday that it didn't run, so I don't know what happened there. But yeah, it was.